studio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello! Welcome to the LA School of Comedy. We have a great show tonight. You're all going to enjoy it out there in TV land. YouTube TV land. Remember when TV land was just ABC, NBC, and CBS? That was it. And you had Fox, and you had WP in New York. We had WPIX. Now WPIX had better programming for kids than the networks. They had Captain Kangaroo, they had Batman, and they had the Three Stooges. That's all you needed, because you had to go to bed after all three of those were done. Because kids went to bed in those days. We weren't so charitable with our children staying up. So here's the question of the day, which isn't a joke. Who knows where John Kerry is? I think that he has been abducted. And he's sitting somewhere in a prison cell in Guatemala. Or worse than that, he's gaga and goes like this all day. Blah, 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 and they have him locked away. Or they have him locked away with Joe Biden. There have to be somebody for him to talk to. This is crazy, but all of a sudden, John Kerry just disappeared, just like that. All right? They did away with him. They must have done away with him. He was an embarrassment to the Democratic Party. You wonder when they're going to do away with Kamala, but they love it. And this Zoran Mandamni, he really hates when everybody mispronounces his name. The best is Trump hasn't come up. The worst is Trump hasn't come up with a good nickname for him. You ever notice that Trump always had good nicknames for people? And some of them really stick. Okay, Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas has real meaning. It's unfair to call her Pocahontas because it's an insult to Pocahontas. Now, let's face the facts of life. This woman got her way through academia lying about being an American Indian. She should be prosecuted along with Letitia James and Schiff. Do you think lying about being an American Indian to get DEI is worse than or better than mortgage fraud? Because let me tell you something about mortgage fraud. Now, Alan Weiss here knows what I'm talking about. He has had Israeli bosses. At the end of the day, this is mortgage fraud. The Attorney General of the state of New York walks into a bank, finds out that if she lies about how many apartments there are in her building, she'll shave 1.5 points off her mortgage. So what does she do? She lies. Not only that, it affects her taxes. She's lying all along. But then she got away with it, so she did it again. This time she went down to Virginia, claimed it was her primary residence, which it's not, because you can't be AG in the state of New York where your primary residence in Virginia. So she goes and pulls the same shit, but this time she says her father is her husband. Why did she say her father is her husband? Nobody else would fuck her. I mean, look at her. She's like that other woman on MSNBC, the big one with the bald head. Not too bright, that one. Oh, yeah, she's good, too. See, look at all the funny things that people say. This woman is on MSNBC, and shit, it goes like this. It's safe in Washington, D.C. They're making it up. Except her husband is the head of the Restaurant Association, who's been pushing for more cops for the last 10 years, claiming Washington ain't safe. Wow! Now, let's talk about my favorite person, Adam Schiff. So I'm watching the news conference that talking about the nicknames Newscum is having yesterday. And I'm looking, and they're blurring it, and they're blurring it, and they're blurring it on purpose, because standing right there behind him is Adam Shifty Schiff. They'll go get him on mortgage fraud. You can't call your primary residence your residence in Washington, because in Maryland. Doesn't work, Adam boy. It's no different than what you claim other people do. No one is above the law. Now everybody's bored because they don't want to hear this shit. All right, what other good nicknames has Trump come up with, and what's going to be his nickname for Mandamni? What can you call him other than the Zoran? Zoran Kami Zoran, Marxist Zoran. But here's the thing. Zoran Mandamni allegedly hates Jews because he's a devout Muslim. But how can you be a devout Muslim and be a Marxist? Because wasn't it Marx that said religion is the opiate of the people? Wasn't it Marx that advocated for an atheist society? And the rest of the Democratic Socialists, I saw them, they don't look like they work. I mean, frankly, they just don't. They're all sitting there with masks. Who wears masks today, right, other than lunatics and Chinese girls? Think about it. Who wears them? Right? I said lunatics, didn't I? Anybody who wants to do that job is a lunatic. All right? Who wants to be chasing umbrellas all over L.A.? On the other hand, they have locked up a couple of vicious fucks. Think about that. There's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other in that one. You're just, concerned. You have your own issues. But I'll tell you a better ICE story. Has anybody noticed how quiet Westwood is recently? And the reason Westwood is quiet, as it turns out, ICE picked up a Persian couple in some church. They'd just gotten here from Persia or Iran. And ever since then, the Persians have been in their bunkers. They're all afraid that ICE is going to come running into their drug stores. You coming with us? Can you imagine them down right there with the 2Cs pulling them out of there? It's funny, and I'm not funny tonight, but I'm sorry to tell you that. But I'm just trying to think of a nickname for Zohran Mamdani. I think the LA School of Comedy should have a contest. Whoever comes up with the best nickname for Zohran Mamdani gets a free T-shirt.
I'm not sponsoring that.
Aaron McIntyre, the dean of the Film Actors Cafe, is sponsoring. Is this on wrong? Oh, here we go. Is sponsoring a contest. Who can come up with the best pejorative nickname for Zohran Mamdani? And he's a commie too. Anyhow, the rest of this is you have to buy the T-shirts. Come in for Aaron's classes. They're on Thursdays. Plus, we'll do privates. Fork.
Tuesday.
You were here last night.
I wasn't here last night.
Someone was. Was it you, Billy? Was it Samantha? 4 classes and you get a free T-shirt. Otherwise, they're $20.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice T-shirts, though. Hey! Let's hear it for Aaron. All right. Aaron, who's first? Nobody gave me a lineup.
Here's the lineup right here.
Otherwise, I'm just going to go like this and go, oh, maybe I should do this. Patty! Oh, he's missing. Anyhow, first up is Lee, and today his name is Schwartz. Lee Pants, right? You know what he is? SpongeBob SquarePants, who lives in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Come on, Lee.
I love this. I leave my house getting abused. I come here, get more abused. It's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. Yeah, I'm getting used to it, actually. Yeah. I realize my girlfriend's definitely sadomasochistic. I realize she is. But she's a sadomasochistic, her own like special type of sadomasochism. And it's related to sadomasochism like Marxism, actually. Yeah, so she's Marxist, but with some socialist, communistic qualities. No, okay. And she's also with a touch of compassionate conservatism as well. And if you can make any sense of what I just said, you're amazing. You're incredible. So, but I bet I could turn anything into a girlfriend joke. Anything. Anything. It's just like, that's what she said. I can do the same thing with my girlfriend. Okay. Say something off the top of your head.
The Holocaust.
She makes me feel like I'm in the Holocaust every day. I just feel like I just got out of the concentration camp, actually, coming here. I was free. I was liberated. Thank God. All right. What? Come with it. Just far out, whatever.
Positive, happy.
Never had it, never will.
Juveniles,
She makes me feel like I'm going to get that. Or diabetes, Sex, never. She doesn't know what it is. She's heard of it. She just never experienced it. Certainly she doesn't let me have it. Never, ever. The reason why she says no sex for me is that it really comes down to I do make jokes in bed, and I do, and she hates that. And she says, if you're going to go in there, you get down to business and you're serious. You get the game face on, and just go in there. And I'm definitely one of those people that if you say don't do this or don't look at that, I will hardly wait for a second, a fraction of a second. I will look straight at it. My eyes will already be there. Whatever you tell me not to do, I'll do. So that's the worst thing she could tell me, honestly. But last night, I really tried to do it. I was going to stay strong, get in there, get into bed, and I swear she tested me right off the bat. She's like, and I never got this before. She's like, talk mean to me, say something mean. And this was a side I never saw of her. And so now I got to think. You got to be on the fly. You can't stall here. So I didn't know what to say. So I said, you can't use my credit cards for at least a month. That's it. And you're going to have to beg for them. How's that for me? She said, okay, we're done here now. You can go. So I went outside. I was going out. The door closed. I looked back and I realized this is my house. She almost scared me out of my own house. That's how bad it was. Yeah, it's awful. And you know how I've read about you can burn 500 to 1,000 calories during sex. There is no chance I will get anywhere close to that, ever. And it's more like this. For last night, it was this. It's more like trying to convince her that, her headache's not as bad. That took about 30 calories. But then insisting that her headache is really bad and I'm really annoying and, I should stop doing this and I gave up. And that was like 40 calories. And being sent on the walk of shame to the couch, that's about 80 calories. So, and then sitting on the couch, just wondering what happened. I feel like I was hit by some sort of, my head was spinning. She just threw me out so fast. So that, I don't know how many calories that was. But it made me think, though, when I'm sitting there, yeah, she did alert. She doesn't know where I am. She's trying to find me. I'm hiding here I've been hiding here, actually. Yeah, this is a safe place for my girlfriend. Yeah. So anyway, but lying on the couch, I did think I understood why porn is big. I found out the light came through, and this is what it's all about. I understand. Porn, this is where occasions for porn, it makes sense. So, but, it used to be that I wouldn't even think of anybody else. Like, for the first week of our relationship. First week, I never thought, I said, I don't think about anybody else but you. Then on the second week, I thought about other things. Like getting out somehow. But I tell her just, when she was saying, but she's honest with me, so we're getting somewhere, okay? She's honest, and I'm like, oh, good. That's, we're gonna make a breakthrough, and we did. She said that, honestly, I was so happy when I wasn't with you, and I was all alone. That's when I was happiest. Thank you. That's an important breakthrough. I'm glad. And she said, and also, she said that most of the time I noticed lately you smell kind of like Doritos. I don't even eat Doritos. So, and then she says, sometimes I'm too mean. Okay. And she says, sorry, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that at all, what I said. It's more like Fritos. It's more like Fritos. So that made me feel a little bit worse, as always. And she just lets me have it, as she always does. But I go on. And, but, it's hard because, sex is at stake here. And I'm going to, it's always like if I break something, it's no sex for 2 weeks, or if, a month, or I get penalties, And like, for minor things, I can't see her naked even sometimes. Only let me. Not easy. But then I tell her, you should go easy on me. I'm a sensitive guy. I cry easily. And she's like, oh, good. That's good. I like that. A man who cries. I'm going to work on making you cry more. And I said, okay, good. I get that. That's going to really help our relationship really well. Yeah. I can't wait to come home and make her, I don't know, she won't let up. So, but I tell her, I try to appeal to her, well, I don't think she has a good side, but her not as bad side. I appeal to that. So I went all out and I said, I had a really rough childhood. Please go easy. I can't, I didn't even have any imaginary friends. That was that bad. And she's like, I don't care. And so then I said, well, my parents would even lock me in a closet. And, for hours. And she didn't blink. And then, and I said, well, she even locked me in the basement. And one time she did let me out of the basement. And I felt like maybe she wouldn't do it again because, I was crying. And she said, she said, my mom said, I shouldn't really lock you in the basement, really. It was better this time to put you in the closet. It was more appropriate, But your brother was in there, so I can do that. So I understood, it makes sense. And then when my parents got divorced, she sat me down and she said, sometimes kids blame themselves for divorce. And I want you to know, she said, it's not you. You shouldn't blame yourself. You should blame you and your brother. They did it. That made me feel good. I don't know which makes me feel worse, my girlfriend or my bad childhood. I think it's a toss-up. I don't know which one. Yeah. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. But it's probably a tie, actually. So it feels like the pain that she gives me is equal to the pain of my childhood. Yeah. And it was so bad, told her, the last ditch attempt to say, basically, when my first words came out, my mom said, that's enough out of you. Okay, that's it. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Yeah. The man from Levi's. Anyhow, no offense, Lee, but I have to do some crowd work. This crowd expects it.
Of course.
Right. If you had the sense to see a shrink, the first thing the shrink would tell you, like my shrink told me, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. The first thing the shrink would tell you is, the reason you're with this girl is because it's home. She reminds you of your mother. It's just like you haven't left home. And I just have one question. Does she lock you in the closet?
We take turns.
There we go. There we go. Wouldn't anybody like to put cameras in that apartment? By the way, who pays for the apartment? Too long a pause.
I'm a substitute teacher.
Then we're getting to the root of all this. You accept the abuse just like mommy gave it to you because you're living at home for free. And I bet you're going to vote for Zoran Mandani. Because really that's the problem. New York is now populated with people whose parents pay their rent. It's easy to be a communist when parents pay your rent. Anyhow, talking about psychiatrists. So I had this girlfriend who's completely out of her mind. Gorgeous, but completely out of her mind. Made me go to a psychiatrist. He takes me up to her psychiatrist. Says, oh, no, it's conflict of interest. So he brings me to the guy next door. He sits there, listens to me, bored out of his fucking mind. After a couple of months of it, he said to me, so now that we've established that everything's your mother's fault, you don't need a psychiatrist. And the truth is, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Aaron, have you had a few psychiatrists? Oh, yeah, show of hands. Oh, boy. Look who has the highest hand up, Hunter. He has both of them up. Psych ward. Oh, yeah, psych ward. Yeah. It's rough taking somebody to psych ward to check them in. It's very, very weird experience because the psych ward in most emergency rooms is a locked room. They cake you, they lock you in the room, and they let you bang your head against the wall. And then they come to you about 3 hours later and stuck some more pills down your throat just to shut you up. Psychiatric treatment of mental illness in America is a shame. All right? But they're doing the right thing with the drug addicts now. They're now making it a law that they have to, even in California, that they have to get treatment. Maybe we'll finally solve the homeless problem. So I get to the studio this morning. I get to my office. This doubles as my office down the hall. So I get to the office, and the regulars are out there. We got a guy sleeping in the Bed Bath & Beyond shop. We have another guy. We used to have a couple, 3 of them, a throuple. A homeless throuple that came and they built a high-rise. Aaron was shocked and scared. Didn't want to come from his car. Had to go all the way around. This guy was mean-looking. So this is what's happening. All of a sudden, one day I come out, and there's one homeless guy robbing the homeless woman on the corner, taking all her shit, throwing it out. Then I realize she's selling her ass, too, because she has a new one hanging out there. It's just crazy. And even every time they push them away, they come back. Why do they come back? Because they have urinated there, and it's marked as spot. Well, what do you expect? Anyhow, I left my card over there. Excuse me a second. Well, I don't want to ruin the trend. I forgot my little card with everybody. Oh, yeah, here we go. Aaron to save the day. Here he comes to save the day. Speaking of Superman, anybody notice that Superman just joined ICE? Yeah. Dean Cain joined ICE. And here we go. Billy Ramirez.
Thank you very much. I haven't fully started writing this, but you know what? People, when they mention the short bus, it's supposed to be derogatory. But have you ever met the people in the long bus? And there's something there. Anyways, all right. What do I want to talk about? The blue bus. Or based on what you were talking about, you probably missed the bang bus. You know. Yeah. Anyway, So let's see what's going on with me. So I'm single. I don't have a girlfriend, but I'm still dealing with the pitter patter of little feet, and I got little mouths to feed. And I know exactly what you're thinking. Squirrels. It's squirrels. Yes. Squirrels have broken into my apartment, and I brought it upon myself. I've learned that the screen on a screen door will keep squirrels out only if they let it. Just put it this way. Just imagine the screen is a fresh ear and the squirrels are Mike Tyson. You know, I don't know if anyone gets that reference. I've been debating that all day. It's like that happened like 46 years ago. You know. Anyways, but if you were looking at my screen door, you'd probably guess I'm like a really huge NASCAR fan. That's how my screen door looks. But anyways, what happened was I started feeding a squirrel last year. I started feeding her a bird seed in my back patio. And I know it's a she because she would climb up on my screen, or she still does, and essentially just flashes me like it's some sort of Mardi Gras, squirrel Mardi Gras, you know, like I don't have beads, but I have seeds. But I started filling up this little bowl with bird seed, whatever I could find at the local pet store, and then she loved the bird seed. But I don't know if the word got down the squirrel pike or the nut vine, but more and more squirrels started showing up and fighting over the seed and making a mess. And so I decided to switch to feeding them peanuts, and they love the peanuts, and I love feeding them peanuts too because they look so adorable eating these peanuts. You know, they sometimes they curl up their paws like this, and they just look at me, and you know, they beg like they just finished a long day in the squirrel mines. You know, like please, sir, may I have another? I don't know why they would have that accent. They're from California, but yeah, I just cannot resist feeding the squirrels, And the best part is that they just grab the peanuts and then they leave. They go up to the little squirrel trees, and you know, I basically turn my back patio into like a squirrel drive-through. I try to turn it into a squirrel Sonic drive-through, but I couldn't find my roller skates. And they don't have a car, so it's a dumb idea all around. But anyways, I love feeding the squirrels, and I think by now you can tell that I care about these squirrels. So I looked up what I should actually feed the squirrels. Okay. Check various websites, and they all say that too many peanuts is bad for squirrels. It's bad for squirrel bone health. And I should be worried about my own bone health or the bone health of my wife and children that I don't have, but instead, squirrels. The problem is none of these websites tell you how many peanuts is too many peanuts for these squirrels, okay? And every time I give a peanut to a little squirrel, I'm wondering, am I playing? It feels like I'm playing squirrel Russian roulette. Is this the one that's going to start liquefying your adorable little squirrel bones? I don't feed them that many, but I still want to know. But anyways, my point is, if you're ever on the west side, around Sawtell, and you start tripping over furry bags of squirrel soup, it was too many peanuts, and I'm very, very sorry. Let's see. All right, let's bust out an old one. I haven't worked on this. Well, I did it on Wednesday, but nobody was here. These two were here. So anyways. What? There's live video where they can... we literally documented it. There's document... Oh, people could tell that there was nobody here. If you just look at the timer. It was like 27 minutes. It was 27 minute... It was a 27-minute, yeah, you couldn't find an excuse to get out. Anyways. Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. Definitely. We definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's the only thing we're interested in. Yeah. Oh. I know. Yeah, it's like, yeah, just try to figure out what the dynamic is between you two. But, yeah. Oh, all right, cool. That's her name, Wendy?
No, it's
Oh.
Wendina.
When? George Wendt? Anyways. All right, what was I going to do? Let's see. All right, I don't know if you can tell by the anything, but I am Latino, first generation, Mexican-American, and I was fortunate enough to live in the motherland when I was growing up, and that's the jumping off point for this story that I like to call the first time I got hit by a car. Okay, so what happened was I was hanging out with my mom in the kitchen. She was making lunch, and my older brother and my dad were up in the city running errands. And at some point, my mom ran out of tortillas. And in a Mexican household, that is an emergency. So she gave me money to go down to the local store across the street to go get tortillas. And this is an errand my brother and I had done many, many times, but I'd never done it myself. I'd never crossed the street by myself, and I was worried, right? So nervously took the money, headed out to the street. And then I froze, and mind you, this wasn't like crossing the 405 or anything. It was just crossing a small little dirt road in 1980s small town Mexico, little farmers in their trucks and whatnot. But I still hadn't crossed the street by myself, and I was nervous. So got to the edge, and I was trying to work up the courage, like I was about to jump into a traffic double Dutch, like a banana split. What do you get in arithmetic, But in Spanish. I don't know how it is. But anyways, eventually I worked up enough courage, and I took off across the street like Speedy Gonzalez. And when I woke up, people from the neighborhood were pulling me from under what I later found out was a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. So they dragged me out from under this thing, and then they stood me up like an old bar stool. And when they realized I wasn't going to tip over, they left. That was it. That was the extent of medical care in small town 1980s Mexico. I think the only reason they pulled me out from under there is just to make sure I didn't dent the guy's oil pan or something, But so at this point, I had just gotten struck by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. I didn't have tortillas, and I was still on the same side of the road I'd started on, and I was in no mood to try again. So I started heading home. But I knew at 7 years old, I had enough wisdom to know that I needed an explanation why I didn't have tortillas and why I looked like I had just gotten struck by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. So perfect, though. Our neighbor, Tere, short for Teresa, she had this dog named Sapo, which is Spanish for toad, because he had this goofy bark and he was ugly. But this dog, you weren't anyone on the street if you hadn't gotten chased by Sapo. All right, so I was like, perfect excuse. I'll just tell my mom, Sapo got out, chased me, I fell, and now I don't feel like getting tortillas anymore. Perfect. So I go home, I walk into the kitchen, and my mom immediately does a, because I look like I had just gotten struck by a blue 1983 Chevy Silverado. So she starts dusting me off and asks me what happened. And I said, oh, well, Sapo got out. I fell, and now I don't feel like getting tortillas. And, she understood. All right, whatever. So she just dusted me off. And then went to the kitchen, or went to the refrigerator, grabbed the strawberry Fanta, opened it up, and just gave it to me. And I figured that was going to be the end of my day. I'm just going to grab this Fanta and go to the hammock on the other side of the yard and just hang out, wait for my brother and my dad to show up. They can go get tortillas. So as I started heading out towards the hammock, there's a knock at the door. My mom answers the door, and it's Tere, the neighbor. And at this point, I'm a little worried because I don't know if she's going to defend my honor on this lie that I just told, or I don't know what's going to happen. But immediately, they just start blah, 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 because they were comadres, they're like this, right? So it just, they start talking like old Mexican people do, where it's all mostly just shut your mouth and God willing, like, oh, si Dios quiere, God willing. Ah, cállate la boca, shut your mouth. That's basically all it is, right? But it was a short conversation. And before I knew it, my mom had closed the door, and that was it. And I was curious. So I asked my mom, Mom, what was that about? And she said, don't worry. Tere, she just left for the weekend, and she just wants me to watch the house while she's gone. Whatever. I don't care. It's none of my business. So I resumed my walk towards the hammock with the Fanta in hand, and I get to within 3 steps of the hammock when my mom pipes up. Oh, and by the way, yes, dear mother, she took the dog. Go get tortillas. God damn it. Anyways, thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at billyramirez.com and on TikTok and Instagram at Middle-Aged Muchacho. Please welcome back to the stage America's sweetheart, Mark Zaffron.
Fanta, huh? It's good. Good. They make it in grape, too. All right? But I'm just curious. What's the national automobile of Mexico? Is it an El Camino?
Probably the Nissan Suru.
That's the national cartel car.
It's the Sentra, but they call it the Suru.
The Suru. All right? Where do they get all those Toyotas with the cartel guys running around AK-47s? They make them there now, right? Yeah, Mexico, home of the Nissan, also the Ford. My car was made in Mexico. That Mustang out there, pretty cool. That was the NAFTA deal. I know this chanco in the trunk. Anyhow, did I hear something in your act about sadomasochism? Oh, we won't go there. Anyhow, we're going to bring up the next comic. We'll go there tomorrow or some other day. I got to think of something good. I see. This is what I don't get, Lee. All right? This is the quintessential thing I can never understand. All right? Why wouldn't you bring your girlfriend here for us to abuse? No, we wouldn't. I'm married to Sunda, for God's sakes. Anyhow, let's bring up Alan Weiss.
Lee, I think I've met far worse people than your girlfriend. To be scared of some lady. Right? That probably doesn't exist. It's probably in your head. I mean, because like if it was that bad, you wouldn't be with her. But it's good because she's her sugar mama. He's the sugar, right? Lee has it what we all want. A woman who makes more than we do, and we can go to stand-up comedy and complain about her. Okay. Very good. So my name is Alan Weiss. My last name is Weiss, which is in German it means white. And is a very popular name in Germany for the Jews. And is why Hitler is still mad that we took it. Let's see. Okay. I tried improv. I've done it for 17 years. I'm really hard on myself. And at this point, I just want validation. I just want my teacher to tell me to quit. When I first started, my teacher, it was hard, and so I got a teacher to help me out. And after watching me, she's like, "Wow, you're stiff." And I was like, "Well, then put back on your shirt." I had another teacher, because I dumped that teacher, and I got another teacher, and he was gay. I'm not. And he also said, "Wow, you're stiff." So I started to stretch. Just not in front of him. Okay. With improv, I'm constantly yes-anding, which is you yes the offer and then you add to it the and. and my boss loves my positive. I was thinking like it'd be great for work, and that my boss would love my positivity. He'd be like, go pick up my laundry. I'd be like, yes, and he'd be like, go pick up my dog. I would take out my dog. I'd be like, yes, and he'd be like, go take out my wife, and yes, and I get fired because she wanted sushi. So stupid. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to try some new stuff. My video did on that one. Okay, so let's see here. What's interesting? You were talking about your parents were they were up in downtown, which is weird. It wouldn't just be uptown, but it's downtown. And there's uptown, but there's no side town or left and right town. And there's this town. There's Toontown. There's Pound Town. Okay. It's play on words, right? My favorite. I'm a perfectionist, and which means I put a lot of pressure on myself to be perfect, and I'm really exhausted from trying so hard. So I went to a therapist, and she's like, I'm going to give you some homework, so try your best to not try so hard. That's a paradox. So I was successful at failure. My friend says he can't stop thinking about his exes. And I told him, here's my trick for what to do when I'm ruminating about should I text her. I just picture it. Like I picture sending her the text, and then her texting back, and then we agree to meet, and then I get there, and I know when I'm there I'm just gonna go, oh hell no, and then I text her. DISC, you know what DISC is? The DISC model. It's a DISC. It's the personality test that they give people, right? You can be a driver, all that kind of stuff. And I realized I was a Z. This is gonna be corporate humor. This is not gonna work. It's not gonna work here. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have written on this piece of paper, and then I'll. I don't think that's it. I think I'll just give the time back to the room because I don't have anything else, I don't think, to go over. Thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, giving the time back to the room, as opposed to the United States senators that are always reclaiming their time when they don't hear what they want to hear. Mr. Schwartz, isn't it true that as the head of the EPA, you were lowering standards? Well, no, not really. I was correcting stupid rules. I reclaim my time, and then they make a speech. Oh, boy. Someone's here to make a speech. Anyhow, on that note, we're going to bring up our next comic. You know this man. Everybody does. This is the most important man in the room. This is the man that has your career in his hands. He can screw up that tape. But you have to learn how to be an actor from him. Let us bring up Aaron McIntyre.
What a freaking, oh man, how much pressure do I have to have here? God, that was quite a build-up. Boy, there's a lot of stuff going on tonight. This was fun. I want to clear some things up. I was not afraid of the homeless people out there. As a matter of fact, that was my brother and his girlfriend, and I owe him money. So, I didn't want to get them out of that high-rise that they were building out there. I am a Marxist, and a communist and a socialist and a whatever fascist. I'll be whatever the fuck you want. I don't give a shit. Because, life is too short to pigeonhole yourself into one area, don't you think? I mean, it's kind of important to keep yourself, flying the way you want to fly. I actually do, I'm much more conservative than a lot of people think. I'm conservative about people taking responsibility for themselves and doing their own shit, right? I do think that we have a lot of people on the planet, and we can either try to find some way to help them, or we can kill them. And not up for the killing. I'm just not into it. It's a hard line. Okay, killing people, I don't cross that line. So I try to balance my politics, between right, left, center, far right, far left. A lot of things I'm very far right about. I'm very right about, I should say. And listening to Lee, I know you take a lot of shit, but I think that, it just seems to me like your power animal is Eeyore. And, but he's a happy Eeyore. It's like Eeyore is always, he's always sad, but, Lee is more like, oh, yeah. So he's kind of a smiling Eeyore. He's kind of a cross between Eeyore, maybe Eeyore and Baby Roo had a baby. They got together, they hooked up. Yeah, I think that's I think that's a good way to look at it. I am a very law-abiding citizen, very, very law-abiding. As a matter of fact, it really bothers me when people don't follow rules. We have rules in place to keep some semblance of order. I actually beat the shit out of myself when I don't follow those rules, because every once in a while, we all have our transgressions and stuff, but rules of the road are very, very important for me, because you're driving around, in something that weighs tons, and you're going 60 miles an hour, and there's lots of other people out there. And so I think it's very important that we follow the rules. Put on your damn blinker. I have got a huge problem with BMW drivers. If there's any BMW drivers out there, come on, man. Come on. They drive around like it's a Mad Max, It's like, I'm in control, and look, I got this really, really fancy car, and I can do whatever the fuck I want and cut people off, and yeah, fuck you. And they actually in the BMW factories, I don't know if you know this, they actually started taking the blinkers out because nobody was using them. They were useless. They were just sitting there getting in the way of them lifting up their lattes. So they took them all out, and I have a great story about a BMW driver. One time I was going to a parking lot to meet a guy to sell a microwave, and that was supposed to be funnier than it was, I guess. So I was going to this parking lot to sell this microwave, and I pull up to this stop sign, and there's another guy sitting at the stop sign in a BMW, and he's sitting there, and he was there first, so I'm a law-abiding citizen. So I go, beep, beep. I'm very respectful. I don't sit there going, come on, motherfucker. I just beep, beep, and he looks over at me. He rolls down the window, and he goes, I'm on the phone. And I didn't realize that the stop sign was, the cell lot. I just didn't realize that was a cell lot where you could just stop in the middle and make phone calls. So so I hung up and, drove to the parking lot. He met me there, and, he asked me for an additional $10 for interrupting his phone call to me. And it just didn't make sense. But I gave him the $10, because I'm fair, I'm a fair person, fair-minded. Mercedes-Benz drivers, they just drive around like no one's there. It's like they're the only ones on the road. It's not like they're not abusive. They're not trying to cut you off. It's just that you're not there, and so they'll just weave over into another lane. Driven with a few Mercedes-Benz drivers recently, Mark, and he knows her. He's married to her, and. they drive around like nobody's there, and then everybody's got their own little smart cars. I don't know where I'm going with this. This just popped into my head. But there's something about the smart cars that is fucking stupid. I mean, it's just not smart. Because those things weigh like what, 25 pounds? You know, you're driving along in this little tin can around these, you know, huge semi trucks and BMW drivers, and worst of all, the Mercedes drivers. I just don't think that's very smart. I drive a Weissman, a Weiss car. It's white, and it's for white people mostly. I've never seen a black person driving around in a Volvo. I drive a Volvo. You never see it, you know. Yeah, and I think it's because it's very feminine. It's a very feminine car. But I am a lesbian trapped in a man's body, so I think that it goes very well with my whole lifestyle. You know, there's a lot of people who've been talking about how, you know, the Jews are taking over everything. You know, they've taken over the media, they've taken over the banks, they're taking over the fucking world. And you know what I say to that? Good for them. You know, I mean, the thing is that they do it better. They do it better than us. So why not? Why not, right? I get good entertainment. I turn on the TV. I like it. There's lots of entertainment coming out. The economy's going right down the drain. Everybody, you know, opposed to what, you know, our dear leader says, which is everything is fucking amazing, and it's the most amazing time. We've got the most amazing economy in the history of the world, and he's not Jew. He's not a Jew. He's not Jewish, right? So I think that's what we need to have as a Jewish president. I think that, you know, then he can get together with all the Kabbalists and the people who are eating baby pizzas and, you know, trying to kill all the unborn children. And maybe we'll have peace on earth and goodwill toward men, even though it's not quite Christmas. Thank you. Oh shit! And see, now the light just distracted me. I had something else I was going to say, and now I can't remember. I do have mental issues as well. I can guarantee you that within this room, I have had way more therapy than anyone. Thank you, and I'm proud of that. You know, a lot of trauma. You know, a mother who was absent. I'm not blaming it on my parents. I'm blaming it on my chemistry, because they were just and the universe. I've always felt like the universe was just playing a big fucking trick on me all the time. You know, no matter what I do, it just doesn't work out. So I've just gotten kind of used to that and just kind of move on. But I think that we need to champion mental health issues, and I think that we do need to find a way to help people in the world. Because, you know, there's lots of people out there who have mental issues and they're not being addressed, and we need to do that. And this PSA was brought to you by me. Thank you. That's all I did that for, was a little smattering of applause. Yeah, I do teach acting classes here, and it's on Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Just drop in, first class, check it out, see if you like it. If you don't like it, that's okay. I think you will. And also, you can find me at Aaron McIntyre everywhere, AeronMacintyre. Totally a marketing ploy. Yeah, shameless. It's shameless, believe me. Look up Aaron, Aeron McIntyre, anywhere, and you will never find one. My old name, you would have found 755,000 of them. We're everywhere. So that's my set, I guess. And so now I'm going to bring up your lovely host, the fabulous Mr. Mark Zaffron. Give it up.
I am going to steal somebody else's story. You're going to love this. So a friend of mine is telling me about his Airbnb in Colorado. wait, this is kind of funny, you know? And it's kind of weird, too. She's telling me about his Airbnb that he has, that he's rented out to some people, and then the boiler breaks. And he says it's somewhere in Colorado where you can't get any parts. So he calls up his Airbnb people, all right? And he says, listen, there's no heat. It's radiant heat. The boiler's gone. There's no hot water. And they go, that's okay. We like it here. So I turned around to him and said, were they European? And he says, yes. I said, were they French? And he says, yes. I said, it doesn't make a difference. They don't shower anyhow. Right? Yeah? They like the smell. Ooh, Steve. Paris stinks. Anyhow, almost as bad as Santa Monica Boulevard if you drive down with your windows open, a little stretch over here, smells like people and pee. There's just too many people around here living in the street and not washing. Anyhow, we're going to bring up our next comic, One Punch Jay. Is that like One Tree Hill? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know either. I never watched that shit.
How y'all doing tonight? Sorry I'm late, but you know, black people be on CPT time. I be hating that stereotype because they be saying all black people is late, but CPT time is like being fashionably late. Like you show up late like you meant to do it, like you planned that shit. For real. Like that's what black people be doing. Like, I'm sorry, because I'm the only black person in here, but white people be showing up late frustrated with coffee on their shit. Like, man, I couldn't find parking. Like, we show up late, like, with coffee, everybody Starbucks drink, smelling good, looking good, goddamn. We show up like CPT, color people time stand for caffeinated people's time. We show up late with lattes. We've been doing that shit for a long time, like, and we do it purposely. Like, we show up to parties late, we call up a group of our friends, we have them pull up to the house, and we get the alcohol in our system before we get to the party. It's called a pregame. Write that down. Take notes. Pre-game. And we show up late to barbecues because, like, you don't want to be the first person there eating potato salad. We wait till that grill gets smoking and that meat get put on the grill. Slavery, we got that late, not on purpose. It wasn't our fault. Like, the Union Army was taking forever. Like, the Emancipation Proclamation was signed in 1963. Slaves in Texas got a fucking slavery into 1965. They put our freedom on 2-year back order. Like, they was taking longer than the Amazon package during the snowstorm. Like, they had that standard free delivery. Like, it was like, oh, your freedom will be delivered in 6 to 8 Confederate states. Like, I'm like, where the fuck was Party Veer at? Nigga could ride through talking about the British is coming. He could have rolled through talking about, hey, slavery's over. You could stop picking. Like, shit crazy. And then they didn't even make our shit a holiday. We turned it a holiday for ourselves for a cool little minute, right? And then Biden decided to make this shit a holiday in 2021. See, everybody be on CBT time, even white people. That's CBT time, Congress people time. It's crazy because Christopher Columbus got his holiday and this nigga was late. Show up to the wrong address. Like, he's like, I don't know where I am, but this is India now, and y'all Indians. And he got a fucking holiday, a day off, and a mattress sale. You get 30% off on a Tempur-Pedic on Christopher Columbus Day. He ain't do shit. Shit crazy. And it's crazy because all the people that was in Texas, right, like after slavery, we didn't want to stay in the South. So he moved to California in a town called Compton. You know, CBT stands for Color People Time. It's ironic that Compton's abbreviation is CPT. Color People Time Beneficial before he even got here. I be thinking a lot, and like I feel like probably everybody in here, like one of your biggest fears is like dying. Like everybody want to go to heaven, but everybody afraid to die because we don't know what it's like on the other side. And like we all didn't have people who we care about pass away, right? Why the fuck they ain't come back and tell us like what life is like on the other side? I feel like they can't tell us, or they like, cause I done had a few ghosts visit me, but ghosts only do shit. They look at you. They might go boo, or they might knock some shit over. Like, but I feel like they trying to tell us something, but they can't tell us using words. They playing Spooktionary. That's Pictionary, but for ghosts. Like they can only do certain shit. Like I done had a ghost visit me and he keep the trash, you know. I'm like, is he trying to tell me that fucking life on the other side is trash? Like, or like, you feel me? They kept turning the microwave on. He trying to say I'm in hell and hell is hot? I don't know. But life is so terrible now that a lot of stuff that we grew up with, a lot of fucking sayings and stuff our parents used on us don't mean the same thing no more. Like, you know that saying, be careful how you talk to people because you could be entertaining an angel? That definitely don't mean the same shit no more because, like, now you got to be careful who you talking to because you be entertaining a tranny. I went to Taco Bell. There's a lady named Michelle. She's like, hey, welcome to Taco Bell, man. I take your order. But she sounded like DMX. I thought DMX was trying to sell me tacos. I was like, ma'am. Then she started flirting with me like, ma'am, look, I want tacos. I'm not trying to shoot my shot. So I pull up. She hands me my food for free. So I drive her like, damn, did I get blessed or finessed? Because I don't know what the hell Michelle was on, but she saved me $11.72, and I started thinking. In the Bible, all the angels were men. Wasn't no women angels. So that could have been an angel for real. And why every time an angel come to somebody, I always say, hey, be not afraid. Like, because every time I see a tranny, I'll be scared. Like, damn, I don't know if this is a woman or a man. You feel me? But angels, they be having long hair. They big as shit, big feet. And they got voice of rushing waters and thunder. Sounds like a tranny to me, right? Like, I think God was pretty smart for not putting women in heaven. I feel like the war between Michael and Lucifer would have been over something else. Like, heaven would have been real petty. It would have been a girl whispering goddamn and Lucifer's ear like, hey, you letting Michael sin next to God like that? Couldn't be me. And now they fighting because they want to stand close to Jesus. And like, I feel like, you know, you ever read Genesis where it talks about how the sons of God came down from heaven and made babies with the daughter of men? That wouldn't have happened if it was women angels. Like, they would have been having babies in heaven, and God would have had to do DNA tests. It's like in the case of Nephilim 43, Michael and Michelle, you are not the father. And you feel me? Lucifer would have been throwing his heart. Michael would have stumped his feet. Goddamn, like, yeah, I don't know. I just want to try that. But dating is bad nowadays. It's so bad that all the cute women are super stuck up. All the ugly ones think they cute, so they stuck up too. And the fat girls, like, you ever see a group of cute friends, there's always one fat girl there. She's trying to keep you from talking to her friends. It's always a refrigerator guarding the snacks. Always. So in order to find you a nice woman, you got to find you a cute-ass handicapped woman. I got me a handicapped woman with one arm and a nub. I found her on OnlyFans. And all the women I found thus far, she the best one, hands down. Like, she be cooking, cleaning, she do everything. She got 3 kids, so I wasn't thinking I wasn't the only one thinking the same thing. And she doing all that single-handedly. She really out here being a single mother. Like, she got a big old butt too. Like, and she like getting hit from the back, but I don't call it doggy style because I smashed from a 3-point stance. It's called a tripod. Ladies, she been talking about marriage and shit, but I'm like, man, I don't know, because like, if you get a divorce, they get to take a half everything you got. She be throwing hints at what she'll take. She don't tell me the other day, if I had your hand, I'll cut mines off. I'm like, nah, we definitely signed a pre-nub. We got put her by the cops once, and she like to like wear long sleeve shirts, but she don't tuck that sleeve in, so you would think she got 2 arms. So he pulls us over. He said, get out the car. Put your hands in the air. I put my hands in the air. She put one arm up. He's like, I want to see all of them. She said, this is all of them. He's like, ma'am, you're not cooperating. I'm going to have to put you in cuffs. So he grabbed one wrist perfectly fine. When he grabbed the other one, he grabbed all sleeve. He's like, ma'am, stop resisting. I was like, she's not. She has one arm in the nub, sir. He's like, Siri, how do you handcuff one person with one arm in the nub? Siri had her as handcuffed to her belt loop. Goddamn, I ain't never saw no shit like that before. That was new. The other day, I was doing, this is a true story, but it's funny. I was doing comedy, and it was a one-armed security guard. And, like, I got narcolepsy, so it wasn't nobody there, and I was bored, so I took a nap. Then they gonna come and wake me up to me, you can't sleep in the club. But the whole time you at the front of the club, you on your phone. Mind you, he has one arm, so you should not be on your phone, because if something happened, you can't do shit because your hands is full. So if I can't sleep, you can't be on your phone. Like, he even have a gun. He wasn't Arm and Hammer, he was Arm and Billy Club. Like, if a person with one arm swing a Billy Club, I'm on duck, he's just gonna spin around in circles. Like, you feel me? He's gonna be spinning around. Make that nigga dizzy. He said he played fucking bass drum in high school. One arm, one sound. Oh, man. What else I want to try? How many more minutes I got?
2.
I'm getting to the nub of it. That was a callback. But, I think I want to, like, you know how, like, prostitution is illegal in California? But what if I start pimping girls to sell feet? Like, because people be buying foot pictures. Like, I know a girl, she be selling foot pictures, she be getting like $100 for foot pics. So what if I had a group of, like, girls and, like, they was, like, footstitutes? I guess that's what you would call it. Prostitutes. Like, I feel like that'd be crazy. Like, or, like, or even better, like, one of the things, like, people be want to get money, right? But it's like one thing I would not do. A few things. I won't do nothing gay. I won't, no offense to anybody that's gay, but just that's my preference. I'm not selling my soul, and I'm not blood sacrificing, and I'm definitely not giving plasma. You ever seen that needle? Needle big as fuck. They be trying to goddamn get plasma out of you goddamn with a fucking turkey baster. Like, I tried to do that one time. I was like, I'm good. These are virgin veins. That is not gonna fit in here. Like, what if I start pimping girls for plasma? I'll be a plasma pimp. A plasma pimp called Drip Daddy. Not because I'm fresh, because I'm managing blood flow. I feel like I'll be naming all my girls. I had one called O Positive Olivia. What would AB? AB, a good name for AB? I don't know. That was funny though, O Positive Olivia. But shoot, I think that's like 2 minutes. I'm getting AB Abby. I like the AB Abby. And then B, what would B be like? Shit. I don't know. I'll think of it later. Bertha? B Birdie. Birdie B. I don't know. I'm gonna think about that. That's Opaz Olivia is funny though. But shit, I didn't try all the new shit I want to try. I think that been about 2 minutes. Yep. All right, well, I'm on nub on out of here. I'm 1 Point J. Don't sleep on me, I'm gonna sleep on y'all.
Yeah, you know, there's a solution to wanting to do more time. Anymore. Anyhow, we're reaching the end of the night. And I had a thought during your set, by the way. Did anybody notice that there's only one Puerto Rican Day parade for Puerto Rican Day? Or there's only one Salute to Israel parade? There's only one Dominican parade. There's definitely only one Columbus parade. And Black History Month doesn't get a parade because it's February, shortest that month of the year. How is it that gay people got a whole friggin' month? I couldn't figure that out. Is it there are so many of them, or everybody wants to celebrate it? I mean, like Black History Month, that's American history, right? Whole month in February, cold, except in California, and they don't celebrate it. It's like Juneteenth, right? June didn't get the message. Anything else? You got Juneteenth now and Black History Month. Well, don't you think we ought to change June to well, how would you call it? Black History Month? And on that note, we're going to call up somebody we all expect, Hunter Weiss. Oh, Hunter White.
Keep it going for Mark. Keep it going for 1 Punch J. Just CPT time usually include cutting the line at the cookout. It's fine. I'm just grumpy because I have to pee because I've been waiting around. I have some stuff that I want to say. Feet prostitutes, streetwalkers.
Streetwalker. I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Did anyone realize that Alan, Lee, and Mark all look like they tried to coordinate outfits but kind of fucked up? It's a thing. Also, no one tried the contest, but a contest was proposed. I do not endorse this, but Zoltar Muhabni. Kind of works. Zoltar, okay. Zoltar. Hey, no one else competed, and it's a 6 shirt, so whatever. Everybody should go to the acting class. He has very Game of Thrones executioner energy, but he's a phenomenal coach. No, it's, did you see that movie Big? With the fortune-telling machine in Coney Island? Yeah. Yeah, see, and he's in New York. It all makes sense. Lee. There have been like talk in the broader comedy community about like comedy being a tool for self-discovery. We're all wondering when you're going to discover that you are in a very toxic relationship. And we care about you, so we're really concerned. Like, I don't know if this is a whole character or anything, or if your outfit represents who you are, just blue, just sad, blue. Look, my ex also supported me completely. There'll come a point when they don't want you to do art. Okay, that's my thing. Did he leave? Oh, okay. All right, cool. Because he's great. So for those who don't know, it's everybody but Alan. I broke up with my girlfriend like 6 weeks ago. I went on a date last night, though. No, bad idea. Just tears this morning driving to work. I wasn't even sad. It was just like a single river the whole time. And it merged. But like, here's the thing. It happened because I was bored one day and I was like, okay, so I'm single. So what's a way besides cocaine to equally feel shitty about myself? So I downloaded the dating apps And it started by a Google search, Grinder for straight people. Kind of exists. It's called Pure and Down. Tell them I'm on stage. I need attention. This is going to go great. No, it's all new shit I wrote 2 hours ago. But anyway, so there's Pure and there's Down. And I went on it. Of course I did. I'm not really like, I realized I'm like not into it. Also, you got to pay for it. So I'm like, no, this is like an experiment. And I also don't want to pay $30 a month or like $60 for 4 months, right? But I will say something. There is more than a few women on these apps going like, looking for my soulmate, no hookups. What are you doing? That's like the wrong app. That's like, I don't know, going to an app that's like very obviously strictly for finding sex is like trying to buy drugs at a police station. Like you're just gonna get trapped in something. Okay, we're gonna, it's fine. You know, all the apps, they have their place, right? We all know Tinder, it's the classic, whatever. And then there's Hinge, which is just Tinder for grown-ups. And there's a Field. Is anyone familiar with Field? Yeah. Really? It's a fascinating one. As far as I can tell, Field is like Tinder, but for people with complications. Right? All it is married women and women in their early 20s. Like, and I'm assuming horny dudes, but like, you know, that's on the other side. And I don't know. I like wasn't gonna like go on a date, but then I like found out about this whole like E&M, ethical non-monogamy, and I was like, cool, I can't be like the main thing, but I could try being a side piece. So it was like an interesting experiment for me to do, and I realized on the day, like, oh, I am totally using this woman. Like, I do want a relationship. Like, I'm totally using this woman for her dog. Right? Like, we were walking home, and she's like, you know, honestly, I'm not, like, feeling, like, romantic, like, kissy, but, like, we can hang out. I'm like, okay, cool, but can I pet your dog? Right? Because, like, I realized, like, we were walking back from the bar to this girl's place. Not girl, she's married, this woman's place. And I was telling her about how like the place I just moved into, it has a dog. And she's like, oh, so you get like all the fun parts without the responsibility. Which like fair enough, but I realized like I want that responsibility, right? Like I feel like that's something to be proud of, like to have like two souls to come together to like mutually support, unconditionally love each other. I think that's beautiful, but most people want to direct it to a human. And they want to like build an amazing relationship and a family, and it's beautiful, good for you. I'll take a dog, right? Because like a dog has never said that I don't listen. A dog has never canceled playtime right before it's going to happen because I made a bad joke, right? Like a dog has never left me emotionally confused, right? Basically, I want someone to need me, but I don't want them to be able to tell me what they need. Does that make any sense? Yeah, right? Like there's something there. I'm trying to be more relatable on stage. Okay, cool. Also, when she was like, oh, it's like, oh, we could be friends. Like, I'm used to that. I feel like most dudes, I would direct this to women, but there are no women. But like most dudes get that. Like, it's fine. I don't care. But it like happens a fair amount. So like my dating life, like whenever they're like, oh, we should like just be friends. I'm like, you're great, but like you're not like the friend I'm looking for, right? Like with my dating life, I feel like I should get on Grindr. Because I'm looking for my boys, right? Like they'll show up, think we're gonna bone, but then like, yeah, the vibe is just like, I don't know, you wanna play Sonic the Hedgehog? Like, you're cool, man, but not today. Thank you. I don't know, I was also homeless for a month because of like the whole breakup thing. It's fine, don't worry. It was Prius homeless. Worst came to worst, I could just sleep in my Prius. It's like 2 steps below van life. It's what white people do. We sleep in cars and vehicles with 4 wheels. But it's fun to have roommates again. It's like I feel like it's weird having roommates because like I lived with like my then girlfriend and like my roommates are great, but like they don't love me. Right? Like, I'm not even sure they like me, but like, I know they don't love me. And I wouldn't expect anything else. I'm a stranger. But I feel like I need to temper myself just a little bit. Just like small things, right? like headphones when I'm listening to things about Jeffrey Epstein, right? Like first impressions are everything. They don't need to get to know me by what rabbit holes I fall down, right? Cool. It's very destabilizing, like a breakup. Even if you have a home lockdown, it just throws everything into like chaos. Like I spent like, I don't know, the last 6 weeks just asking myself like really important questions. Like a big one was like, oh, am I gay enough for a glory hole? Right? Like I've never felt any sort of like romantic or sexual attraction towards another man, but like I could close my eyes and roll those dice maybe. Like I heard they said it could be a lady. Maybe it's a wizard. I don't know. Cool. What else am I do? Glory hole. What is that, 2? Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to stay positive, trying to find the little fun things. A positive note is my ex, she was a ginger. She was a natural redhead. Yeah, you know where this is going. And one benefit is now that me and her broke up, when we go out, I no longer have to consistently watch black dudes try to fuck my girlfriend. Big secret, women, pretty girls with red hair, it's like fine wine or Dragon Ball Z. Black dudes can't get enough of it. Cool, the premise was approved by a not white person. I win, it's not as problematic. I'm doing okay. I'm very proud of how I'm doing because like, I don't know, I'm a freshly single white guy. That's dangerous. Like that's a very vulnerable position to be in mentally, right? Like I'm one late night on Reddit away from calling women females and driving my car through a parade. Right? Like I feel like when people go through a breakup, they often change very fundamental parts about themselves in opposition to the other person. Now my ex is a queer, neurodivergent therapist. Y'all, I would have the most wild conservative arc that you could imagine. Like, the queers are playing the autistics in the trans vaccine. Like, it just wouldn't go well. But, like, my name is Hunter White. My dad's name is Clifford Dubois White III. I got the Republican lineage, and I look ethnic. Watch out! Thank you very much. My name is Hunter White. You can find me on the internet at My Name is Hunter. Treat yourself well, treat your friends well, and write new fucking material. You all do that. I'm just being me. Have a great night.
Hunter White. Dubois, huh? Is he from Louisiana or is he a gypsy? Which one is he? Well, you're not going anywhere. Anyhow, just to announce, she's going to kill him. Anyhow, we have another entry into the Zoran Mamdani contest. Zoloft Mamdani. Alan Weiss. This contest will continue, Hunter. There was another entrant. Zoloft. And on that note, everybody have a good time. Hunter White. Everybody. Aaron McIntyre, do not forget his classes. And on that note, Bill Ramirez, our head poster, good night to all. If I do this, do I get canceled? Is that some sort of, is that now going to be called the Musk salute?